Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Goose here, back at it again with another YouTube video. And today, we're going to be talking about some motherfucking Greninja, baby. Some Greninja. So, I've been playing Greninja for a little over 6 months now. I, you know, was in a drunken stupor, and I was getting upset at my last main, Corin. And before that, it was Wolf. And I was like, you know what? This character doesn't really have much in the, tech area. Maybe it's just like some insta pin, and that's pretty much it. So I was getting bored, honestly, of Corin. And it's not that I was like, getting amazing results or whatever. It was just like I feel like I reached a plateau with that character, and I feel like I needed something else. So there's one night in December of 2024 that I was like, you know what? Let me find a new character, a little more technical character, a character that's gonna take a little bit more to learn, a little bit more stuff to do, you know. And so I went through them all, and I realized, you know what? I don't think I've ever played Greninja. And when I tell you guys, it was love as soon as I got into that room, as soon as I got into that training. This character was by far the most fun, the best feeling, the best combo game character I've ever played, and it wasn't even close. Like I was like, what was I doing before I found the character? He was just. It felt kind of like intuitive that this character is my main. It felt like I had finally found my soulmate. You know. So, like, when you're learning a new character, you go into their Discord, ask some questions, you say, hey, what's up with this character? You just try to learn the basic rundown, you watch high level character, people do what they can do, see what the character is capable of, right? And so you start trying to, like, learn the combos, you learn the feel of the character and whatnot. And that's what I did for Greninja. And I was enjoying it. It was probably the most fun I've had playing the game, genuinely, because the character felt like I was able to express myself in game of things that I wanted to do until it got to the point of taking him to my first tournament. When learning a new character, it's you're not gonna expect to win the tournament right off rip, right? So of course, I think I went 0-2 my first tournament, and it took me about 3 sets to actually win one. But the first set that I won wasn't against somebody who like plays the game a ton. They're kind of there for funsies. So it took me a while to actually get my first decent win with the character. And right off the rip, I just knew that, wow, this character's hard. This character doesn't just get free wins and sit back like almost everybody else. All right, hold up. Now that's kind of crazy, but I felt like I actually had to think for once. I actually had to care about what's going on. Essentially, it just wasn't. I just get on and I win anymore. Wasn't saying that happened before, but I'm saying that hey, my wins were a lot easier prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Learning this character was a really fun process, and I don't think I'm fully competent with him yet. I still think most of my developments now just kind of revolve around learning neutral and just the ins and outs of the game itself, not just the character specifically. For example, if we cut to the present, these past few weeks have been a little rough since I have been moving and I've been in the process of getting myself situated into a new place. But my performances have also been a little lackluster compared to how I was doing right before when I moved, where I am getting ninth place at almost every single event I attend. Although I do feel like I kind of plateaued a little bit skill wise, and it's really hard to see, especially when you want to see yourself improve and you kind of hate to seeing all this hard work go to waste. I feel like my games are getting a little closer with the people who are better than me in my area. It's mainly a factor of when am I finally gonna win? Am I able to win with this character? Is it even possible against some of these people who they're learning me as I also learn them. So it's one of those kind of like the wall keeps on rising as I keep on rising. If that makes any sense. But that doesn't really point to playing Greninja specifically. It's mainly a factor of myself and my personal growths or downfalls. Anyway, yeah. So the thought sometimes comes in that hey, I might need to get a new character, or maybe even find a new like secondary or something. And so far, the closest character I could find that even feels somewhat like Greninja would be maybe Inkling or Mithra specifically. Mithra feels surprisingly similar to Greninja, but you kind of just win. You just have better frame data, so it's not the worst thing in the world to like play those as like a secondary. However, I don't see myself dropping Greninja anytime soon. He is just that fun to play. I have so much fun when I win with Greninja. It's like, wow, this is a good feeling. Whereas when I was winning with other characters, like, damn, I kind of just cheesed you. Or I kind of felt bad when I was winning with other characters. But with Greninja, it feels like I earned it. It's one of those things. So if you guys are looking for a character who, you feel like you'd earn a win, it's a little more difficult to play the game. And there's a little stuff to learn, especially with the movements, stuff you can do with the up B, stuff you can do with Shuriken confirms into side B, just stuff like that. It's really fun. He's a fun character to play. He's just hard to play because you gotta change your neutral so much instead of being able to just out of shield and just like spam nair or something. No, you gotta run away. You have to run away, and that's like the biggest thing when you're starting off with this character is learning that you have to run away the entire time. And you kind of have to play like a bitch. But I was already playing like a bitch anyway with Wolf. I was already camping my opponents out, so nothing different, nothing huge from there. Anyway, yeah, little shorter video. Thank you guys all for watching. Um, let me know in the comments if you know any other characters who feel kind of like Greninja or just have the same kind of movement speed. Maybe I should look up some stats online because I feel like that'd be really helpful. However, I don't see myself dropping the character. I just think he's too fun. I just have too much fun playing him. Or give me any notes, any whatever. Yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. See y'all later. Peace, 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 peace.